I can't be the only one that's experiencing some negative emotions today. So I don't know where you are, but I'll tell you that I didn't even want to spend time with myself today. And it's not just been today. It's been the last few days. You just get really funky. Shit happens. There's things that are going on that are outside your control it just sucks. It just sucks. So if you can relate, I have to tell you a little story. And I'm hoping that you're going to find value in the message that I received today. So most of you know that I have this Dr. Dolittle talent. I have the ability to communicate with animals. Most of the time, the communication is done through Reiki or distance Reiki, and I can tune into what the animals want to say. But sometimes if the message is really powerful and it's something that needs to be driven home, I don't need to be tuned into Reiki at the time, because we all are, right? We're nothing but energy. So when the message needs to hit, it hits. So this morning, I got to the barn and I was funky. I was really, really funky. And I usually try to keep that stuff out of the barn because it's like my favorite place in the whole entire world. And I adore those animals. But today was just one of those days where, I don't know, hard as I tried, I couldn't push those yucky, negative feelings, thoughts out of my head. I was just sort of festering. So I go through and I'm feeding. And when I walk past Amore's stall, I heard her say to me, "Oh, there you are." And I thought, of course I'm here. I'm always here. What do you mean, there you are? So I stop and I'm watching her and, asking on the same level that she spoke to me, "What do you mean? I'm always here." And she said, "No, you're not." She said, "I just got a glimpse of you. And normally the last few days, you don't even see us. You don't recognize us." What she was talking about was the state of my own vibration. I got it right away. I've been funky. And she said to me, "When you're like this, you don't hear." And I said, "Hear what?" And she said, "The communication. You don't hear the messages when you're in your own head." And I knew she was right. But when you're feeling funky, you don't really see a way out of it at the time. So I asked her what I was supposed to do. And she said, "When you're tuned in, you can hear the messages better and you can deliver them." And I said, "But I always deliver the messages." And she said, "What about the butterfly?" So let me tell you, earlier this week, I had to go dig into my purse and find this little scrap of paper that I was writing on. But earlier this week, my husband and I were in a cramped little office. Again, I was still in my funky mood. And I had a message to pass on to the girl that was sitting across the table from us. But I didn't want to. And I told my husband later it was because I didn't like her energy. But really, I didn't like my own energy because it's all a mirror, right? So instead of actually telling her what the message was, I wrote down on a scrap of paper in my purse what the message was, and I showed my husband. And yes, it had something to do with the butterfly. And yes, that horse was right. So when I'm not tuned in to the right vibration, I am not picking up the entire message, and I'm certainly not delivering it. So it took me communicating with a 900-pound horse to kind of get it. When we are stuck in our own head and feeling funky and feeling sorry for ourselves, we can't serve anybody. Multiple times this week, I was given messages that I didn't pass on. One of them was the butterfly. And who knows what that message would have done for the lady who was in the office with us. I don't know, but the time has passed and I didn't deliver the message. And that friggin' horse is right. She's right. Anytime that we're in that state, we're not operating from our highest self. And our highest self can't connect with the highest selves of everybody around us for their highest good. So I didn't fix it right away. I still spent most of the day in a funk. But I'm hoping I'm getting a little better. I'm hoping I had some good food, trying to raise my vibration. Still feeling slightly sorry for myself, but I'm willing to do some work now. I hope that message works for you guys. You guys take care.